Well, making your money last for retirement is probably the most important question people have to ask themselves nowadays. So different than days of old when we had the defined benefit programs given to us by employers. 20, 30 years ago, more than half of people who had jobs had something to look forward to in the form of a pension. Now less than 20% of the people who work a normal job get a defined benefit pension, or in other words, an income stream that's guaranteed when they retire. So with people living longer and people having to take care of their own retirement plans, it's becoming more and more scary for people to enter retirement not knowing if they're going to run out of money. And that is the question that they should be asking. How can I not run out of money, given our volatile stock market nowadays, given the fact that if you are in the decumulation phase, in other words, decumulating your savings because you don't have a pension, you need to make sure that you're not locking in losses every time the market goes down. So first of all, we need to reduce risk, and that's been kind of a long-standing idea, is the older you are and the more close to retirement or the further into retirement you are, the more important it is to reduce that risk. I would go a step further and say the more important before you retire is to reduce your risk and make sure you know how much you have to live on, because if you enter retirement and within the first few years the market takes a big hit, you're affecting the next 20, 30, or even 40 years of your retirement, depending on how long you live. And with people living longer nowadays, it's becoming a bigger and bigger problem. We just read in the Wall Street Journal this week that Bernanke came out and stated that the Fed is still trying to push down rates. Now, I understand that the Fed has to push down rates because they've got a debt problem. In order to service that debt, they've got to keep rates low. They've got to keep borrowing money just to pay the interest on the debt that we have. And they can't do that issuing 6 and 7% treasuries. The only way they can even get a handle on managing the debt is to keep interest rates as close to zero as possible. We've seen that happen in Japan. We've seen that happen in other countries that are trying to get a handle on their debt. The problem with that is, where do retirees make their money if they can't do it safely with interest? And honestly, the last place I know of to do that is the guaranteed income annuities. The annuity platform that is built exactly like the pension plans of old are the only place I know where you can park money, guarantee a decent rate of return and a growth rate of up to 6% or better right now, even in this market. When treasuries pay less than 2%, insurance companies have the wherewithal to grow an income account by 6% or better and pay that income out over lifetime, regardless of how long a person lives. Even if they dry that account up, the insurance companies have reserves and surplus assets in order to cover that. And the best thing about these new generation annuities, or the new generation pension replacement programs, or what I call the personal pension plan, would be the fact that if you do die before you get all your money out, your heirs get everything you put in plus the growth. It's not like the old pension plan where if you die early, oh well, you only get the pension as long as you live and possibly give a spouse some residual of that. In these new personal pension plans that are available now for so many people, you can't really lose on them. And if you can't lose on them and you can have income that'll last you as long as you do, no matter how long you live, I think that's the peace of mind every American needs in retirement.